It is said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to Memorial Stadium, Lincoln, Nebraska, and home of the Cornhuskers. As we'll see, the number 8 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Huskers will put it away to start the game. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. So Michigan's offense will get the first crack at it here. Hopefully we'll see a performance today like the one that this guy had last week when basically he just ran wild through the defense.
He made that defense look silly. Out in the open field, he was making people miss, breaking tackles, scoring touchdown after touchdown. And this offense has vowed to find new ways to get him the football. So we're going to see something else that we haven't seen before because of this guy's unique talent in this one.
Yeah, and the defense, all eyes on him. That will be the main focus. More guys in the box. I wonder if it opens up the play-action game and the perimeter throws and maybe some big plays through the air because they know he is the man, he is the guy, he is priority number 1.
Brought down at the 45 after a 15-yard pickup. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Here's the pressure. Takes a hit as he fires. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. The Big Ten schedule sort of ate these guys up last year. They're looking for a better performance this time around.
Yeah, and it eats a lot of people up, obviously being such a tough conference. But if you look at the way you start the season, a lot of times, man, that's when you build your momentum. That's when you build your confidence. If you can hang around, be competitive, sometimes the way you start, Palmer, it just lays out the rest of the season for you.
And they know they just got to be a lot more physical this year. That schedule did beat them up last year, but take a look at this year's schedule. A lot of those...
Wide open on the right. Touchdown, Michigan. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. There was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they made a statement.
On the move from inside his 5. The Cornhuskers offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will, a really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, second and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's third down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50.
during the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. Quarterback, what do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Third down, and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make movement change impossible. Looking to pass. It's Underwood. They get to him as he throws. He makes the play. It's intercepted.
Well, obviously it's raining here in this game, and ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Finding themselves down 7. Bringing it back. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys...
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And that time the defense dialed up a free safety blitz. They were able to get an extra number in the pass rush. Offensive line, running backs, they couldn't account for it. And that free safety able to get to the quarterback.
Back to pass. Gets rid of it. Caught over the middle. It's Key. How about the blow he delivered in banging his way to the 41?
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed. And if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it.
Oh, and the extra point is blocked. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So here comes the Michigan offense. We got a tight one early, and they go back on the attack, holding a 7-6 lead. Pulls it in. It's Marsh. He finds enough room to get it up to the 28-yard line before going out of bounds.
You know, the short passing game is a great go-to weapon for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, obviously, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play you. So for coordinators, this can really open up the rest of your playbook for the rest of the game.
Simple pitch, simple catch, easy little drag route right over the field. It's a nice timing route. You can run it versus man or you can run it versus zone and have a lot of success.
Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Here comes the heat. He's going to breaks into the open. Boom, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
These quarterbacks are nightmares to play. Pretty good coverage on the outside. Man-to-man, nobody looking at the quarterback. He takes off. He doesn't look like a quarterback. Looks like a running back. Chews up yards, gets way down the field, and makes a big play for this offense.
Solid pickup for 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. He's got it again. Tough sliding there as he picks up 1 to the 29.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the first down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the first down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision.
And 4th and inches, you know what's coming. You know they're going to run the quarterback sneak, but it's one of the hardest plays in football to stop. You got to find a way to dive from the defensive line spot and stop the feet of the quarterback, and they couldn't do it. And listen, they only needed inches. That's what makes it so difficult to stop.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. The Wolverines are threatening on 1st and goal. Now the toss. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Now on 2nd and goal. Dropping back, it's Underwood. Into the end zone. It's incomplete, and we'll change ends of the field now. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Might be changing the route. Looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines. You want to keep your offense on the field? Wear down the defense? Put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up the touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been punked the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Makes the grab right down the middle. The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass. That's the way to open a drive. Now they'll put it in play just shy of midfield. Toss to the outside. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Makes the catch. It's Barney. Caught, and he's close to a 1st down on the nice pickup there. This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. You look at the schedule for these teams, it's brutal.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. The Cornhuskers decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Well, what that punt lacked in height, it made up for by being short. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Finds his man. It's Haynes. And the runner is down, and so is a flag. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. To throw, it's Underwood. He's looking deep. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Didn't get a chance to show off those running skills, but he gives them the ball at the 29-yard line. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Off the play fake on 1st down. Here's a heat. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
So now it's 2nd and long. Defense showing blitz, trying to rattle this quarterback. Going to sling it on second down. Didn't put much on that one, and it's incomplete.
And that's a frustrating couple plays for this offense. Like, you got the ball in great field position. You are set up to succeed, and 2 straight incompletions. A big third down coming to see if they can maximize this drive.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Zings it complete to the right. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down.
Well, this defense is used to seeing this fullback just slam up on in there trying to block people. Now you release him out of the backfield to see if you can catch the defense off guard.
It is good. That'll cut this lead down to 5. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away.
And that's a really good response by this defense. Their offense throws an interception, puts them in bad field position. They respond with a stop, force a field goal. Yeah, they got 3 points, but great job by this defense.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Scanning the field, it's Underwood. Fires to the wideout. The short hands, it's Marsh. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. They had the first down before that penalty backed them up, and now they'll snap it on second down. They'll line up for a second down play. He might want another play. Looking to fire. Unloads it left. He got a hand in there. Knocks it away. Incomplete.
And defensive guys are taught to really work through the hands of the wide receiver. Whenever the ball's starting to come, I'm trying to smash that thing down as soon as the wide receiver's trying to catch it. If we both try to catch it, well...
Makes the grab on the left side. Running free. He's at the... And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Michigan.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to... And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Fast, physical, and disruptive, Michigan has a rich and storied history of guys up front who can make life miserable for a quarterback.
Just dudes. I mean, guys that win matchups. Guys that, you know, if it's going to be a pass rush on the outside, one-on-one or a tackle, they can go get him at the defensive end spot. We can mention names, and Hutchinson recently, one of the higher picks in the NFL draft, but always guys that play the same way.
Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He'll do it himself. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by the defense shutting down all the options, making sure it wasn't easy to read. Nice job going to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
They plow ahead with the run, but still more ground needed to pick up the first down. Third down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the tight end. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. And the Huskers will bring the punt team onto the field. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Guys guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Catch in the middle. It's Simpson. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Through the air, it's Underwood. Catch in the middle, it's Marsh. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. On the option. Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move.
Well, the offense is able to avoid disaster right there. Problem is they fumbled it, but thankfully they were able to jump back on and not have a turnover.
And the Wolverines have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Might be calling a hot route. Second down, they'll go to the air. Pulls it in. It's McCulley. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. And here comes the offense on second down. Wants to go up top. Rushes on him. Blasted as he lets it go.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to...
Looking for a deep man. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Wolverines will send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Intercepted. Takes it the other way. The 20. Touchdown Wolverines. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And the extra point is good. The lead is 19. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll leave it with him. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. The Huskers want to pick up the tempo. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Bring in the heat. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Cornhuskers line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. So here comes the Michigan offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. He'll take the deep shot. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield.
That is not good news for this offense, guys. I mean, the defense only brought 3 on that play, and they were still able to get after the quarterback. This O-line has got to play better.
Throws to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
Great timing there in that throw by the QB on the out route. Gets it to his guy just in time. He makes the catch, and his momentum takes him out of bounds.
Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. Quarterback making adjustments. To the air, it's Underwood. Caught near the sideline, it's McCulley. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. And the Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. Here comes the option. He'll pitch it. Not quite able to turn that corner and get it to the house. He's out of bounds at the 8.
Positive plays. That's all you're looking for here in the option game. Not everything is going to be a 70-yard touchdown run, obviously, but if you can pick up positive yardage like that, and the quarterback makes good decisions, pitching it out when no one's accounting for the pitch, man, you'll take that all day long.
Touchdown, Michigan! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finish the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll give it to Johnson. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll go right back to it. Still running at the 40. There he goes. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And the Huskers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. To the air on 1st down. Caught in the backfield, it's Johnson. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. Throws toward the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Man, a lot of ways to describe those first 2 quarters in Lincoln, but let's just go with notable. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it. I don't know how to describe it as a coach or... And it's got to start on this drive.
They're trying trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast. And they force a negative play.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Back to pass. Grab behind the line. It's Johnson. Hard-nosed, determined effort to work his way up to the 35-yard line.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him?
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Makes the catch down the right side. Touchdown, Husker! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They still have a cushion, but you don't want to feed that hope with unproductive drives. With the catch, it's Marsh. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Completing a forward pass was much like solving the Rubik's Cube for Michigan a year ago, but now, Jesse, they have the nation's top recruit in Bryce Underwood, and the key is to develop him.
Yes, because he is the future for Michigan. There is no question about it. You just saw it just 2 seasons ago. When you've got a quarterback who's dynamic, who's highly recruited and developed, a guy like J.J. McCarthy, the sky's the limit for Michigan. You can win national championships. That's the hope for the Wolverines moving forward.
You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on second down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes.
Turning it on! They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
What a great run there. On 3rd-and-1 situation, though, David, that has got to be demoralizing for a defense because they were packed up close to the line of scrimmage, expecting run on that one.
They're playing aggressive, but great offenses have the ability in predictable situations like 3rd and 1 to get first downs.
And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. The Wolverines in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Got it in the middle. It's McCulley.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Got a hand on it nicely and broke it up in the end zone.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. And they keep him out of the end zone. He's run out of bounds at the 5.
Just really solid play by this offense. Nice job. Whatever the defense gives you the option, they're trying to make you wrong. The problem is, defensively, you got so much to cover. Nice chunk gain. Just remember, that quarterback can also stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, and make plays, too.
Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
They'll move the tight end. He'll pull it on the read. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Gets the back moving. Wants to go up top on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Hunter.
Love the location of the throw on that slant pass. Put it out in front of the receiver. Put it on his face mask so he can catch it and try to advance.
The Huskers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll go to the ground. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which is struck.
Lofts one high and deep. Got it in stride at the 15. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. The Cornhuskers are moving quickly down the field. Defense loves to show heat and try to confuse the quarterback. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Fires to the tight end. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it first and goal. They knew they could slip that tight end behind the backers with that play action fake.
Well, it's because I can't win, Reese. I have to play the run. You know, all these RPOs, all these different things, it makes me come up and use my eyes and play run. And these tight ends are so valuable to find space behind. Knew where he was going with the football the whole time because the big fella, he's always open.
After getting knocked back, it's second and goal from the 4. Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be third down. If this defense can come up with a stop here, they will take a giant step toward winning this game. Let's it go to the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And he's made one already, and this one ought to be cake from 21 yards out. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. Had to settle for the field goal.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dropping back, it's Underwood. Pressure coming. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. Final minute now of the third quarter. Second down, he'll throw it. Under fire. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone. They're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions. And then the pass rush, they win up front.
Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. That's caught. It's McCulley there to make the... We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. So first down will open up the final period. Looking to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle, it's Simpson. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Makes the grab, it's McCulley.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Got him downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
This is so interesting right now, watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on defense they're taking advantage of. 2 straight completions. I won't be surprised if they throw it again.
Couldn't quite get it into the end zone. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but they are in business. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and goal. The option look. He'll toss it. Touchdown, Wolverines! And the punishment has been extended. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Use the play fake, now to throw. Going over the top. He's got it at the 20. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. They say it's still a game of field position, and that last one just flipped this baby. They've got it 1st and 10 in the red zone. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this defense knew coming into the game they were going to see some of these jet sweeps, and they were ready that time. Great job communicating before the snap. Everybody had their eyes in the right place, and they're able to tackle the receiver for a loss.
He's got it on the run. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. And the offense will take that gift, set up right on the doorstep, 1st and goal at the 1. They'll run it. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And listen, it's tough. It's a tough proposition. This is a top 10 defense against the run. You know they're physical. You know who they are. But you're not going to bat an eye. And you're going to challenge your guys, especially in the red zone, to be more.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. He'll try to tack on one more. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Picks up the first down, still moving. Finally out of bounds at the 21-yard line after the big run.
Well, that's called paying off good field position. You've got the lead here late in the game. You've got the ball back. You're on your opponent's side of the 50, and on your very first play, you break off a long run. This defense right now is playing on their heels late.
And the Wolverines with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Good timing on the quick out.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the 3rd down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
Now facing a 3rd and long. The toss to the right. Brought down inside the 15, mark it at the 14-yard line. Now a fourth down decision to be made by this offense. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. Wide receiver going in motion. On fourth down, looking for the completion. Complete out of the backfield. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
And that is the advantage of having versatility at the running back position, right? It's fourth down. Everyone in the stadium thinks he's going to get the handoff, but because of his ability to catch the football, he's a weapon in the passing game. And on a critical down and distance like that, comes up with a huge 1st down.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. The Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. They want that clock to run. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Offside, defense.
And you got to focus, right? The first thing you're looking at as a defensive lineman, the first thing you understand is the ball starts with a snap count. I have to line up, see the ball. When the ball moves, I move. I know it's simple, but you still see guys jumping off sides all the time.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
They'll run it from the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Looking to the end zone. And that is interception number 3 on the day. He goes out of bounds, but what a play to create a sudden change opportunity. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking downfield on 1st down. And the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Back to pass on 2nd down. He's taking a deep shot. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. Offense uses a timeout, 17 seconds left on the clock. Now you got to think they'll really go on the attack. Big play has them set up 1st and 10 from the 48. That's caught. It's Barney. Oh, he's got some space. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires deep toward the end zone. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on 1st down and just about turned the thing over. One more play to pad the stats. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And the pass is incomplete. Looking for a little salve for the wound, but the ball game is over. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it.